In this segment, we're going to take our model and add another S-curve to our graphic. This will allow us to compare two different alternatives, which makes analysis much easier. In the previous videos, we established this SIPmath model that had cost elements, as shown here, and a total cost of $69 in this one deterministic case. We had a total EV of 6802, a histogram here, total histogram, and a cumulative distribution chart. And then down below here, we have another cumulative distribution chart that's plotted as an XY graph. And the objective today is to show a second S-curve here for comparison. Let's start with something really simple. First of all, let's generate a second output. So what shall we pick? Why don't we pick software? So I'm going to take software, and I'll go over to my SIPmath tools, and we'll define some outputs. And we'll call this software. Say OK. And what SIPmath did was to add another column over here for software. So we have another 1,000 simulations of software. If you remember in the last video, we had our percentiles here. And we can just take this cell and copy it over. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a $sign in front of the A. And then I can copy that over to 1 over. And then I'll just, as before, we'll copy it down by double-clicking. We also need to copy this cell. Oh, we didn't put the total there. So why don't we say this is equal to our PM table. That's D total. And then I can just pull that across, and I think it's going to say software. Software. Beautiful. Now we're ready to add another curve to this chart. So what we'll do, select the chart, go to Design, select Data, add a curve. The name is going to be Software. The X values are going to be right here, Shift and down, Enter. And the Y values are going to be up here. Let's see, maybe I can just do it reverse. Shift and up, up. Okay, enter, enter. Okay, let's see what we get. It didn't show up. It did show software, but we didn't get our curve. Why is that? Oh, I see the problem. We have to go over here, change this to D. Well, I guess we didn't call it a D. We called it software. Software. Do we have a software here? All right, we will do something different. Backspace. So what we're going to do here is we're going to point to software, and we're going to use another tool off the toolbar. All right. And now we're going to go to our SIPmath tools. And because we pointed to that software distribution, we can now say get stats. And now it says software. I'm not sure why I didn't find it before. And we'll copy that down. We still don't have our S-curve, but why is that? You see, these numbers are in the 15 range, and this only goes down to 50. So let's change this axis And we'll just have it go, we'll just reset it so it back down to 0. And we'll keep this at 85, okay, for the time being. And now we can see we have the total and we have the software. And so we can compare those two curves. So now let's do something else. Let's establish a reference case. Let's assume that we have, this is our base case, our reference values, and there's a decision that we should change some of these numbers. But what we'd like to do is to compare that result with what we have now. So what we need to do is to store our cumulative distribution function, and that's the total. So I'm going to click this column, copy, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go home, paste, values. Okay, lots of different ways to paste values. Let me get rid of this. So now what I want to do is add this column here, this blue line is referencing here. This red line, let's say we don't really need that one. So I can change this red line to be this reference case. So we'll move it over here. I just grab that line and drag it over. And I can also drag over the title. Look at this. And now I have two curves that look identical. But let's see what happens. I'm going to copy that. Do I already have this over the model? Maybe so. We'll just bring it over here and plug it in right here. We'll have another copy. We can always have multiple charts. And I'm going to make my screen a little bit smaller here. All right. So now what happens, let's say instead of 25 for I think this is software. What if we said that was 50? Oops, look what happened. We now have two curves. Format that axis, and we'll just reset that one. And we'll set this back to 50, I guess. Get rid of that. And now we can see that the difference, but they're both got the same name. So what we'll do is we'll just come over here and we'll call this reference total. Reference total. And now we have our current distribution in the blue and the reference case in the red. And then what happens, instead of 50, maybe this is only 20. So now you can see that the new total is less than the reference. This can be very valuable in describing to your decision makers how changes in the data will impact the results. I hope you found this series of videos helpful in converting your crystal ball models to SIPmath and generating graphics, interactive graphics, that you can use to describe the results to your decision makers. If you'd like to get more information about SIPmath, please visit probabilitymanagement.org and review the videos on that site. You should perhaps visit the tabs that are highlighted below, SIPmath, download free tools and models. You might also wish to look through the book The Flaw of Averages by Sam Savage. You can contact me through LinkedIn and I can send you some additional material. Thank you.